Hello and welcome to the next instalment of our A to Z of routine podiatric conditions and complaints. And make sure you keep an eye on NK Sports Podiatry for their A to Z of MSK Podiatric conditions. Now today is the turn of L, and we're doing L for lumps today. Now there are many different lumps that come into clinic, so I'm going to focus on the one I see most commonly in clinic, and that's corns. Corns are areas of hard, thickened skin caused by pressure and friction, and they can cause quite a lot of pain and discomfort when walking, so they're not nice things to have. And there are three main types that we tend to see in clinic. You've got your hard corn, which are the ones that are normally on the tops of the toes or on the ends of the toes, under the ball of the foot, or any bony area on the foot at all really. You get your soft corns, which are the ones that are found between the toes, normally the fourth and the fifth toe. And you get your seed corns, which are like the little corns that just pop out if you give them a good file, a good rub. And they can be found anywhere on the body. They're often associated with dry skin. Now with the hard corns, they are predominantly caused by footwear, especially if they are on the toes. If they're on the tops of the toes, that is footwear, I'm afraid. If they're on the ends of the toes, it could mean that you have a slightly clawed or slightly hammer toe, which is causing pressure. But again, footwear, if you're clawing with your toes to hold your footwear on, that will be causing those corns. And arthritis, any bony deformity with the feet, can also lead to corns on the ball of the foot or on the sole of the foot. Any biomechanical insufficiencies, so if you're walking differently due to a biomechanical problem, that can also cause it as well. And unfortunately, as we get a bit older, we start to lose the natural padding that we have on our feet, and so all these joints become a little bit more prominent and get a little bit more pressure on them. Now, soft corns between the toes, as I say, commonly between the fourth and the fifth, and they are caused by the same process as hard corns, that pressure and that friction, but they are complicated by the excess moisture between toes. So we sweat a lot on our feet and it tends to trap itself between the toes. And so those corns absorb a lot of moisture and the skin gets macerated. It gets that rubbery white appearance to it. Now they can be caused by tight footwear, injury or deformity to some of the toes. And they can also be caused by bunions pushing the toes together as well. As I say, seed corns, the third type of corns, they can be associated with dry skin as well as pressure and friction. So it's always a good idea to get those removed before they start to cause any further problems and develop into a hard corn underneath as well. So how can we treat these? Well, footwear, as I say, is the biggest way to stop corns appearing. Make sure that your shoes aren't too tight around your toe area. Make sure you've got a nice thick cushioned sole. A thin sole and a hard sole can actually lead to corns because it causes more pressure. We also want to make sure that the shoes aren't too big. If you're slopping around in them, that will cause a lot of extra friction. And if you're having to grip with your toes to hold them on, again, that can cause corns on the tops of the toes there. You can get toe covers and toe props as well. Foam ones, gel ones, the rubber ones that either slip over the toe and protect the joints, or you can get ones that prop underneath the toes and actually help lift the tip of the toe up and deflect the pressure off the problem area. No to medicated plasters, especially if you are diabetic or have any circulation problems. They contain acid, and that should not be put on your foot other than by a professional. So you can get the corn pads that are non-medicated that can help relieve some of the pressure, but a big no to the medicated plasters, please. And if you've got a soft corn between the toes, first of all, check your footwear, make sure it's not too tight. And also make sure that when you get out the bath or the shower, you're drying thoroughly between your toes. And if need be, if it's getting a little bit too wet, some people use talcum powder or surgical spirit will actually help dry that out as well. Now for just general maintenance, foot file or pumice once or twice a week, absolute maximum. You don't want to be doing it every day. That will just promote more pressure and friction. And moisturise daily. That really does help keep the hard skin soft. It stops some of the corns developing. The more you can keep that hard skin down, the less risk you are of a corn developing. But do not moisturise between your toes, especially if you have a soft corn, because that will exacerbate it. And if you've got any joint deformity, any problems, any biomechanical problems that are leading to getting or developing corns, see your podiatrist. They really can help alleviate and offload through insoles any bony prominence that is prone to getting corns. And podiatrists can also remove them for you safely as well. So any problems with corns, go see your podiatrist if all else is failing. Any comments or questions, remember to pop them down below and I'll get back to you. And I hope that's been helpful. Have a great day, everyone.